Hello and welcome to the Downsized. My name is Christopher Durham and this is my lovely wife, Laraine. Hopefully you've seen us before, but probably you haven't because this is actually our second week doing this crazy vlog we call the Downsized. We wanted to first of all start out by thanking everyone who has viewed. Honestly, is it viral? No, but lots of people have watched, they've commented, they've shared, so we deeply appreciate that. I know you've had lots of conversations with people this week.
I have. Lots of people have messaged me, texted me, saying they've tried these GLP-1 medications or they're on them now. So there's a lot of people that are on them that really don't want to tell anybody about it. But we want to tell everybody about it because these drugs are amazing and they're much needed.
So just to give the setup again, because again, this is the second week. The Downsized is our channel here on YouTube, the virtual land that's dedicated to sharing with you our health and wellness, weight loss journey, really driven by GLP-1 medications. So Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy, Ozempic, tirzepatide, notice I said it correctly, semaglutides, and the whole conversation around it has really blown up, and we're excited to tell you more about how we're doing it and bring you some of the news, maybe bring some interviews. Who knows what's going to happen over the next year, but we're in. So thanks for joining us.
We'll give you a progress report on how we're doing so far in our journey. For me, my starting weight was 193. My current weight is 154. And my goal weight is 145. So I'm down a total of about 38.8 since September 29th when we started. We started on tirzepatide September 29th. My current dosage that I'm taking this week is 12.5 milligrams of compounded tirzepatide. I'm on my second week of the 12.5 milligrams tirzepatide.
We actually started on the very same day.
We did,
right? So September 29th. Part of the goal here is to give you the compare and contrast. Husband and wife, as we've talked about and we'll continue to talk about, we've had different healthcare and weight loss journeys as well. Let me tell you about where I am. Again, we started on September 29th of this past year. My
starting weight.
There you go. She puts abbreviations that I don't know what they mean.
Everybody knows. SW, CW.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
GW.
So my starting weight was 280.
He's never been a Weight Watcher, obviously.
No, I have been to Weight Watcher.
Once, right before we got married 21 years ago.
Correct.
Tomorrow's our anniversary.
That was the last time I
Hey, did you know tomorrow's our anniversary?
I didn't.
It's tomorrow. 21 years. So, somebody give me a medal.
Yeah, felt like 50. So
Stop.
My starting weight was 285.4. I'm currently at 228.8. So my total down is 56.6 pounds. My goal weight is right around 190. I think probably 200 is about where I can maintain. I started out on the compounded with Laraine and working with my physician. We switched over to Mounjaro. Obviously Mounjaro.
He switched to Mounjaro.
Yeah, I switched over to Mounjaro. Obviously Mounjaro then was released by Eli Lilly as Zepbound and approved by the government for weight loss.
Same medications in two different containers.
So I actually have now started on Zepbound.
Because we could find Zepbound.
Yeah, because we could find Zepbound. I am doing a 10 milligram dose. This will be my second week of the 10 milligram dose. Actually, the third week of the 10 milligram dose. Then we wanted to take a few minutes because a couple of people had asked, were you really bigger people? Absolutely, we were really bigger people. I'll pop up a couple of pictures. I'll tell you.
Here's some before and after pictures.
Laraine sent these pictures to me, and they jump scared me a little bit, as my children like to say. I was like, holy cow, that's terrifying.
My picture where I'm standing in front of the waterfall was taken when we went camping with some friends, and I went hiking up to Chimney Rock with my friends, not with my family, because my family won't hike.
No, just with those friends, actually.
Just with
because it's like a death march.
Well, you just guys didn't want to go. Yeah, you climb, I don't know, thousands of steps straight up to the top of Chimney Rock, and our friends, our good friends that we went with, they're very fit people. Their kids are very fit. They play soccer. The husband works out. The wife runs. They're athletic. And so, I work out. I've worked out.
My kids are the weakest link.
Oh, yeah.
It will be the last one far behind.
We're not going to talk about our children.
Yeah, our kids will get mad at us.
They don't want us to mention them here. But I couldn't keep up with my friends. I honestly, I was panting, I was sweating, I was out of breath, I felt terrible. And they wanted to hike every branch of the trail, and I couldn't do it. So the picture of me in front of that waterfall was really like an eye-opening moment, because I looked at myself and I said, "This, sometimes you see those pictures and it makes you start a program, or it makes you recommit or whatever." And I looked at that picture and I said, "I got to do something different." The picture of me in the green tank top was taken on St. Patrick's Day, when at my local gym, I was about 35
just
pounds
in the last
down.
week, really.
Yeah. I was about 35 pounds down there. From that picture, I was probably down about 50. But anyway, and that was the day on St. Patrick's Day when I did 3 short classes in a row for fun at my gym. So feeling much better, able to keep up with everything much better now.
In the photos of me, you'll see that was a point really.
It was a year ago.
From COVID on, that it really had accelerated, and we were having active conversations.
The red shirt was a year ago.
I'm not showing that picture.
Oh.
We were having active conversations with physicians and trying to figure out what this journey looks like, and trying to get medication and get insurance to pay for it.
When we first heard about Ozempic and Wegovy, about 2 years ago, we asked Christopher's doctor, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll write your prescription right now." He wrote it. We put it to see how much it was, and it was $1,200.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And we're like, we can't, who can do that? Our insurance doesn't cover any form of weight loss medication. We put that off, and then we finally decided to jump in this past September.
Yeah, so a couple of pictures there just so you can get the before and after. Yes, lost a good bit of weight and got a good bit more to go. She's almost a goal, so we're super excited about that. But it's an ongoing conversation. What's been going on this week? What have we been up to?
Last week it was my birthday.
And what did we do for your birthday?
We went out on Friday night with our girls. We went out
So that would impact what we weigh today.
Sure. We went out on, was it Sunday night, with our friends, and had just a massive meal.
I wouldn't call it massive.
It was massive. They brought us one of everything, I think, on the menu at this place. It's a new place near us where we live called Fen and Fino.
Yep.
And it's what's it called? It's like Captain's Choice or...
Well, this is a seafood restaurant.
Yeah.
So very nice restaurant, and it wasn't called Captain's Choice.
I don't know what it was called.
It's like Long John Silver's or something.
You pay one price, and they just bring you food until you tell them to stop.
That's not at all how they describe it, no?
It's not like a...
It's not fast food.
Buffet.
There's no fried food. It's all fresh.
Very pretty plates of
beautiful seafood,
fish and shrimp. And
honestly, all individually, it was pretty darn healthy.
Yeah, but the volume was what probably got us.
Well, nobody required you to eat anything.
This is true. And on this medicine, we eat considerably less than we did before.
So lovely restaurant, lots of great healthy food, lots of great seafood. Honestly, it's a beautiful meal, and we could go back and have much. We, with our friends, basically did what would be a chef's tasting sort of thing, and they bring you out different things, and you all get to try a lot of dishes. But it goes from shrimp cocktails to roasted oysters to whole fish. So if you're not a seafood fan,
and a lot of good vegetables too.
Yeah, a lot of great vegetables, Brussels sprouts and things. So
always trying to get
nothing in there. We didn't go have a fried food fest.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was a very nice meal. It's a lot of food.
It gets to the conversation of you still have to live your life on a daily basis. Right. And when you celebrate, when you do things, you're going to eat. The medicine definitely slows you down, but...
Yeah, I think I talked about in another video I did by myself how on my birthday, usually our family, we make a birthday cake from scratch, and we have it for breakfast for that person's birthday. And usually the cake hangs around the house, and maybe have another piece here and another piece there, and probably just till the cake is pretty much gone or definitely gone. So this year I decided I didn't want that. I said, there's a new donuts place. I'd really like one donut, maybe 2 donuts from this place. So Christopher went out, got my donuts, and I was good.
So it doesn't stop you from eating. It's not a miracle drug by any stretch of the imagination.
You may not feel good after.
And honestly, if you look at my weight from today to last week, I'm pretty much flat on this week. Now, I think since it passed, I'll be down significantly for the month and probably be on my average of about 10 pounds a month.
But on normal days, we got right back on our normal things. We work from home. Sometimes I eat breakfast, sometimes I don't. I always put protein shake in my coffee. We eat for lunch, definitely something with protein. And then for dinner, Christopher cooks, and whatever he cooks, we eat. But he's been cooking much.
Maybe I'll do some cooking videos and some recipes for you here coming up too. So, current news, as part of this, we want to talk about what's going on out there that may impact the world around us, the medication, health and wellness, the whole 9 yards. So, of course, it's going to be a lot about GLP-1s. So what's the first bit of news?
Well, there's shortages. So people that are just starting this medication and people that have been on it for a while at the higher doses are having a really hard time finding their Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound at their local pharmacies. So Bloomberg reported that Eli Lilly, who's one of the drug manufacturers, the shots on back order across the U.S., even as FDA says there's an adequate supply. I called CVS, I went in a couple of stores and asked, do you have any Mounjaro 10 milligrams? One CVS I went into said, we don't have the Mounjaro 10 milligrams, but we have the Zepbound 10 milligrams. I said, let me go tell my doctor to give me a prescription or give him a prescription for the Zepbound instead. So that's what I did. But by the time we went through the paces to get the doctor and blah, 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 they had sold it to somebody else. So I'm like, okay. So somebody had suggested online to try local, like family-owned kind of pharmacies. So we have one of those here in town. So I called them. I said, do you have Zepbound or Mounjaro 10 milligram? She goes, I have 1 box left of Zepbound. I said, we'll take it. And they actually called CVS and got my prescription transferred. Or Christopher's prescription transferred. So you can call around. You can try to find it. Another option, which is what I do, is I go the compounded tirzepatide route. Now, tirzepatide...
It's tirzepatide.
Tirzepatide.
Thank you.
Is, I guess you might say, it's the generic name for Mounjaro and Zepbound. So I have...
and we'll get Laraine to do a whole video on all of that, so let's not go down that rabbit hole because people want more details.
There's online providers. You can talk to doctors via Zoom, and they can write you the prescription, and they send you the medication. So that's what I've been doing. Also, you might also try, if you're looking for these medications, Amazon Direct has started, or Amazon Pharmacy, rather, has started carrying some of these medications. I know there's shortages in a couple of the doses. Lilly Direct, so Eli Lilly is a manufacturer. They've started their own online kind of dispensary pharmacy. If you can get your doctor to send the prescription to them.
So as Laraine mentioned, we actually switched to Zepbound from Mounjaro. Basically one of these pens. If you guys have never seen the pens, I assume you have because they're everywhere on every newscast these days. I think honestly one of the problems with their delivery issues is this pen. So
the pen is holding up the production.
This is an extremely complicated, this one's already been used. This is an extremely complicated device. It's a single-use device, so there's only one dose in here. The Ozempic has multiple doses in their pens, and you change the needle out and you can dial in the dose. Honestly, I'm pretty sure based off the research we've done, if you were in other countries, you could actually get vials of Mounjaro or Zepbound and do injections with a standard insulin needle, which we'd be perfectly fine doing. If you're paying attention, I'm sure nobody at Eli Lilly is watching this, but if you are, hey, I'd love to have a couple of vials of it. Happy to pay for that. It just points to the manufacturer is having shortages because of these. So theoretically, there's enough medication out there. There's just not enough pens.
Oh, and so much plastic, too.
Yeah.
It's so wasteful. It's not good. Plastic is not good for the environment.
It's just you don't need it.
Why?
And then... for disposal, these things just take up. You're supposed to put these in sharps containers and then take them to the appropriate place, and this just takes up a lot of space that honestly is unnecessary. It's very easy though. So if you're afraid of needles, you don't even ever see this needle.
You
really.
Don't see the needle.
So I get why they're doing it. It just might be great to have an option for people who don't need this level of ease of use. So. But it's very easy. We'll do another video demonstrating how these are used, as well as demonstrating the insulin needles and the medication,
The compounded
tirzepatide that Lorraine's doing. A couple of strategies to just help you with this. Laraine already mentioned local pharmacies, online pharmacies. The thing I would say is we're having to plan ahead as far as possible. So if it's possible to get ahead of your dosages such that you have 4, 6, 8 weeks, whatever, on hand and inventory, it lasts, so it's not a big deal. If you're brand new and you can stomach it and wait it a couple of weeks and just have that and then be able to order new, that's what I would do for us. It's really making sure we use that coupon every 28 days, which is about what you can do.
Well, and we haven't talked about the manufacturer coupon. So Eli Lilly has a coupon on their website, one for Mounjaro and one for Zepbound. You can use this coupon every 28 days. If you have insurance, which we do, but our insurance doesn't cover the medication, it drops the price. Should I tell them how much it is?
It's going to be different for everybody. It doesn't matter.
it's expensive, but it does help with the price. Pharmacies don't keep a lot of these drugs in stock because they're so expensive. And I think the pharmacies worry that if they, were to stockpile this and then get stuck with it, that's a lot of inventory dollars to be tied up in one particular drug. Especially the local mom and pop owned pharmacies, they're not going to have a big stockpile of these because they're really just too expensive. But I think as more people are ordering them and taking them, the pharmacy, and even as we've seen in the 6 months we've been taking, when I first went to CVS and said, here's my coupon, they had no idea what it was, no idea how to process it. I had to print them out some instructions that I found online for how to enter it into their system. And now as soon as I call them, they're like, the coupon automatically applies and we don't have a problem. As we go along, it's getting much easier. It's just little hiccups in the road.
If you watch the news at all, right now it's everywhere. People talking about Ozempic and Mounjaro babies. What do you think of this?
Baby, yeah.
It's not going to be good for getting more medication, I can tell you, if people think they can have more babies from.
Online reproductive and obesity medicine experts told USA Today that this is likely happening for 2 reasons. First, the weight loss is correcting hormonal imbalances caused by obesity and metabolic disorders and thus boosting fertility. So you lose weight, your overall health is better, you're more fertile, okay? Second, the drugs may be reducing the efficacy of birth control pills. So these drugs slow down your stomach emptying, slow down your digestion, so that might affect your birth control pills. According to the New York Post, weight loss can help regulate a woman's menstrual cycle and boost fertility. Many medics said they've seen patients' PCOS symptoms alleviate quickly after they start to use the drug. So for me personally, I'm perimenopausal, I'm 55, mother of 3, and I found that and a lot of people say that these drugs eliminate inflammation from your body. There's no really way to measure that, but I can definitely see my skin is clearer, my joints don't hurt like they did previously. Is this because of the medication or something else? I think it's because of the medication, but it also regulated my menstrual cycle. When I started Mounjaro, my periods are very irregular, just being in perimenopause kind of every couple months, or I just never knew. The Mounjaro made them extremely regular for the first 3 months I was on the medication. So like clockwork. It was crazy. But now that I've been on the medication 6 months, that effect seems to have dropped off. I don't know why.
I think you expect when you start a medication, if there's any side effects, they'll stay the same. I think they change as the dosages change and as you've taken it.
I feel like my body, even though I've moved up in dosages pretty consistently, my body is getting used to the medication. So my digestion maybe hasn't slowed down as much. Maybe I'm not as constipated as I was at the start. I don't know, but it just seems like I can eat a little bit more. Like at the start, was so nauseous and so just not feeling good that you really can't eat much. So that's why they start.
I was never nauseous. So
you were never nauseous. Yeah, I was like, maybe I'll eat a piece of toast or something. And people always ask, what do we eat when we're nauseous? Usually the answer is, we'll try a protein shake, whatever sounds good to you. I was eating like Chex cereal just because I felt like it settled my stomach a little bit. So
I don't ever recommend a protein shake, but
I love a protein shake. I love a protein
only
powder.
real food, babe.
I love a protein
only real food,
bar.
no fake food.
Give me all the protein packed things you got. Actually, this morning I went to Starbucks before my workout. I had to give some blood. My doctor wanted to test my fasting cholesterol levels and all those for my yearly exam.
You had a full blood panel.
I had a full blood panel. And it'll be interesting to see how my results this time compare with a year ago, because my cholesterol level was normal, but at the very top high end of normal. So I'm hoping that has resolved itself. But anyway, I went to Starbucks. I'm looking in the app because who wants to order at the counter and talk to somebody? I'd rather punch it in the app.
God forbid.
And they had a turkey bacon, egg white. What do you call this? It's not an egg McMuffin, but it's an English muffin. So I looked that up. I think it had 17 grams of protein, 240 calories. Sold. So that's what I ate. I ate that and a regular coffee. And I did go to my step aerobics class about 30 minutes after. I won't say that breakfast slowed me down, but if I don't eat breakfast before my class, I feel like I do better. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
So I'll give the standard caveat. We're not physicians. We don't give medical advice. We're just a regular husband, wife, mom, and dad who lives in the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you have serious questions about this, please make sure to talk to your physician.
Talk to your doctor.
You know, this is a great conversation, and we want to keep the conversation going, and we want to make you feel a little bit better about talking about this stuff, because the way we approach weight has to be different.
It has to change. Obesity is a disease. Your brain controls your stomach's level of fullness. And so obesity, the disease of obesity is affecting your brain, making your stomach think it's hungry all the time.
Let me ask the question about the Mounjaro babies, because, you know my
Mounjaro
question.
Babies.
Right. So obviously there's some potentially medical reasons that's happening. But my question, as the man who probably shouldn't be asking questions,
here we go.
is, I don't know, you weigh 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds less. Are you a little more confident and more likely to have sex anyway? So maybe frequency contributes to that?
DK. I do not know, Christopher Durham. Couldn't hurt anything. I really think it's more a function of, but I've seen people on TikTok, on other YouTube channels, on Facebook that have been trying to get pregnant and had fertility issues literally for years. Now, maybe they never were able to lose weight because of this glitch in our brain called obesity. I know I've certainly been fighting weight, battling weight my whole life. I never had a problem getting pregnant, but
no, we never had that challenge.
Mother of three here.
Absolutely.
And the third one was a surprise.
She wasn't surprised. I knew she was coming.
No.
I always knew that one was coming. Anywho, so that's where we are this week. What I will say is the people that have kindly commented and you're watching and you're subscribing, please continue to subscribe, subscribe. Make sure you turn on the bell so it notifies you that we've published something new. We're trying to publish a couple of things a week. If you have questions that you specifically like us to address, leave a comment. Tell us about it, and we'll see what we can do about that. I know you've been talking to a lot of people. Yeah,
so I have a couple friends that I'm going to start interviewing here on our channel. I just do online interviews, or if they're local, they can come in and sit at the desk and talk to us about their journey. So if you'd like to talk about your journey, send us a message, drop us a line, and we'd love to interview you and talk to you about it. There's so few people talking about their journeys with GLP-1 medications that I really think the more we talk about it, the more people will know. I was reading in one of my Facebook groups today, a lady, her family member was telling her she was cheating with this shot, that she was doing it wrong. And what do you say to people like that? I say send them to our channel. Have them watch our videos, because obesity is a disease. They have figured this out now. These medications will help you with this disease. Will you have to stay on these medications for the rest of your life? Maybe, but people on high blood pressure take blood pressure medicine for their whole life.
I'm taking it right now. Hopefully we can get off of it.
Diabetics
Honestly.
take insulin. Hopefully we can titrate down in our dosage as we get closer to our goal. But yeah, and stay tuned. We'll keep you posted.
So we'll also be filming a couple of how to use these things videos. I know I'm going to do one on the Zepbound Mounjaro pen. You're going to do one on compounded dosage. If anybody's doing Ozempic and would like to help us out, we'd love to be able to film.
Show one of the pens.
To show one of the pens and stuff. Doesn't mean your face would necessarily be in it, so don't worry about that. It could be, or it doesn't have to be, because it's really about how to use the pen. So stay tuned. We'd love to have you join us each week for the Downsized. Again, I'm Christopher Durham. And
I'm Laraine Durham.
And we're the Downsized. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe.